coming. This time, roll call. Ms. Cobb.
Here.
Mr. Owens.
Here.
Mr. Hendricks. Here. Mr. Hill. Here. We have a quorum. This time, we'll pledge allegiance to the flag. Ms. Cobb, would you lead us in the prayer? Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, thank you for having us here tonight. Just be with us to guide us to make godly decisions, Father. Just be with us as we leave tonight and take everyone home safely. Father, be with those that have lost loved ones. Just uplift them at this hour of need. Father, just help us to build our country and our county to be a strong and God-loving. Father, just be with us as we make decisions tonight and guide us and direct us into those decisions. In Jesus' name, amen.
Because we're back in here, we do not have the speakers back up and the microphones. If possible, in order for us to all hear, please speak clearly and loud, but also come through the chair so that we can kind of monitor and keep everybody on the same page. We did not have anyone to ask to speak today. We do have the sheriff here. Sheriff, do you have anything you want to bring forward to this? We had no bid openings, right? No awards and presentations. There is at this time a scheduled public hearing concerning the closure of County Road 625. And you have that sheet. We have Mr. Tony Daniel. If you want to speak concerning that to the commission, if you would come.
I'm just opposed to it. You got me to state a bunch of stuff?
No, sir. We just want to give you the opportunity now to speak to the commission as a whole so they can hear maybe your reason for opposing it or...
I don't know. There's two ends of 625. One of them is very dangerous, especially if you're pulling a trailer, like a tractor or something, onto the road. You can't get up it because it's a 35-degree incline. And I will use the other side because, and that's the side that won't close. Well, my easement originally came from that side. In 1979, Oswald Hanson was coming over to me pretty regular, and we got it turned into a county road instead of Paul Smith and me getting Harris working. And so, I mean...
You got one man on the road and you're opposed to it, correct?
So,
You're opposed to closing it.
You're opposed?
yes, I'm opposed. I mean, why would I do it?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Marty Gerald? I'm good. You good? Okay. That's all I had to sign the sheet. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Looked like to me, and did you look over everything, that everything on the consent agenda was initialed and signed? I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion to pass the consent agenda.
Ms. Cobb, you have a second. Mr. Owens in first. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You did say aye, right, Mr. Owens? New business, support of amendments 2 and 7. Whereas Cleburne, the Cleburne County, Alabama, the County Commission stands in favor of Amendment 2 and Amendment 7 to the Alabama Constitution, which will promote broadband expansion and economic development respectively. Whereas the citizens across the state are urged to vote yes on Amendment 2 And Amendment 7 on Election Day, November 8, 2022. Whereas Amendment 2 would authorize state and local governments to use certain public funds to incentivize broadband expansion, most notably in the rural and underserved areas in the state. Whereas Amendment 7 makes several necessary technical changes to local government economic development powers, the most important of which is clarifying that all counties may exercise these powers regardless of whether they also have a local constitutional amendment pertaining to economic development. Whereas Amendment 2 and Amendment 7 will each greatly benefit this county and state by prioritizing broadband expansion and economic development as we progress further into an era in which economic and technological stability are critical. Now therefore be it resolved by the Cleburne County Commission that it expresses its resolute support of Amendment 2 and 7 to the Alabama Constitution and any other legislation or policies modeled summarily.
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Motion carries. New business, item B. Whereas the Cleburne County Commission has been approached by Map Solutions Incorporated concerning the publishing of county maps, and whereas the county advertisement placed in the maps provides information to citizens of the county, and whereas Map Solutions will provide the advertisement space and 400 maps to the county for a total cost of $1,900, and therefore the Cleburne County Commission agrees to place an advertisement for the county on the published maps.
Make a motion.
Second.
Got a second for the motion? Mr. Owens. Any discussion?
Where is the fund coming from? Have we-
No, we
was
haven't
it number
decided.
two that I think?
What would you like to do, people?
No, I'm just asking, where is it going to be pulled out of? Is it general fund or part of the advertisement? Is it going to be split up or what?
I have not looked to see how that was done in the past, but I can check on it, see if we can get something we've done it for. It's about every 3-year thing, so I'm sure we can still look and find out.
Split it up and get rid of it. Okay.
Is that a concern? Is that you ready to vote?
Well, this one.
Okay. All in favor say aye. And you are aye, Ms. Cobb?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Move on reports for staff. Ms. Copeland?
Yes, sir. I guess you all know what we've been doing for the last month. It's been all about budgets, and of course, we did manage to get that taken care of as of the 19th. We have our budget, and I think I've sent just about everybody a copy of that now. There may be a couple of department heads that still need their portion, but I think everybody seems content with what. I've not had any complaints or any problems with it so far, so got that taken care of. I have checked into, been looking into a little bit of the sales tax things that are going on with the RV dealership. They are approving sales tax at this point, so we need to kind of talk about what we want to do as far as, you know, the portion that goes to the Board of Education and the portion that goes to Mr. Hewitt on that. So that's something I'm kind of looking at right now. And also, we are still in the middle of our audit, which is a several-month-long process, but everything's going well with that. We're able to provide the information that they need. So I think that's pretty much got it covered with most of the work on this month.
Any questions for Ms. Copeland?
On the SRO contract, we received that back. We met with the sheriff and everybody. Everybody's got a copy of it in front of them. So I was ready to send it to the school board. Are we ready to send it to the school board?
You and the attorney both have reviewed it and everything's fine? Send it
I
on.
don't have any questions for it. I'm just
Send it on.
I made the edits and comments based on the meeting we had with the sheriff and Lisa, and send it back for final review before it gets sent over to the sheriff, to the school board. So that's what you have in front of you.
You can see your comments on the side, and friends made this changes, so if you all want to look at that, and just let us know when you think it's fine to send it over, we can do that.
But if you have any changes right now, it's the time to make it, because I'd like to get it sent.
Now, this, I was trying to go through this, but this does not, this doesn't include the vehicles, correct, in here?
Yeah, school, we don't have a contract with school board on vehicles.
Okay, I just.
And then also, the only other thing that I guess to be brought up was about overtime.
So,
Did we put some in?
Didn't put anything specific. I've got a comment on the rates, because you understand from when discussions after the meeting, overtime was included in the cities, but not included in the amount being paid to the county. So my comment was that the payments need to be equal, either reduce the payments to the cities to match what the county is getting for free, or increase the payment to the county to match what the cities are supposed to be getting.
Okay.
The other question I have, now, in here, in this agreement, it does, our,
Yes,
okay, as you do.
it's on the third paragraph.
That's on page
I was trying to
Two.
go through it. Oh,
section 2A. You'll see the underlined language that's been added.
Gotcha.
Mr. Hendricks?
I got two concerns. One is the 5-year contract, and the other concern is the money. Because everybody knows this is gonna fluctuate, so why are we tiring our hands for 5 years at a fixed amount? That's not gonna cover it. I mean, wouldn't it be better to do a percentage? And say, Board of Education pays X%, additional pay X%, as far as salaries and benefits?
Well, I think what the school board's, what the school board's idea was, is to, tell us what they was gonna give us.
Oh, I know that, I had the discussion with the superintendent. But I'm just saying, from our side, they're not even paying us what they're paying the cities. I mean, we're sort of getting screwed over here. And two, trying to lock it in for 5 years, which I don't agree with that. I mean, I would like to see a 1 year. It's got automatic renewal in here, so 1 year with automatic renewal, what's the difference?
Well, if you're gonna terminate the contract, I think we've got a 30-day out at any given time in the 5 years. So if, say, if the funding changes or,
Goes
So
away.
you
the world turns upside down, you send a letter in 30 days, I believe that we can
Terminate.
terminate the contract.
So you want to terminate the contract every year if you give raises? I mean, because it's going to change the money.
I know what you're saying, but I think what they're saying is they're gonna give us a set price.
Well, that's, just because they say that don't mean we want to agree with
And to Mr. Hendricks' point, I'm happy with making that, change that edit before it goes back to the school board. Whatever the will of the commission is,
Okay.
tell me and we'll make it happen.
that. Now's the time to discuss it, but when we send something over, I mean, instead of $69,000, why can't we say 50/50? That'd be giving them a big portion, because 65% of the time it's going to be spent at the school. I mean, they're coming out ahead. But then that way, every year it can automatically change if we give raises without terminating the contract and amending the contract.
All right, at this point, you are in negotiation with the school board, so it is incumbent on us to send to them what we want at this point. And I'm happy to make whatever changes the commission wishes.
So you all met, but you want to change something. Does there need to be a resolution to change it, or just agreement in the body because
It's
you're
just
still
a discussion from the body. Mr. Hendricks is not present at that meeting, so these concerns have not been raised to me.
Okay, so, but we don't need a resolution to change it, we could do, but you got to decide as a body though.
Correct.
Okay.
But I was not present at the meeting because it was not actually an official meeting.
That's correct, it was not.
Yeah, I agree, I'm just trying to see if legally do we need a resolution, and I'm trying to talk through that. So we really don't, but the body as a whole needs to agree to change it. Mr. Hendricks, you want to, or you want to go with it like it is, or do you want to make an adjustment to it?
So if we vote on something, it has to be a resolution, correct? So what we need to do is put this, to send this to the school board. Am I right?
You don't have to vote to do that. Ms. Boyd.
Okay, you just say
It's
it.
still in negotiation,
Okay.
because you'll have to vote on the final form of the
That's right.
contract,
Okay.
whatever we get back from them.
Are y'all good?
Go on to the,
But Mr. Hendrick's point is valid.
Right.
If the commission wants to make it 1 year, or wants to tie it to a percentage, now is a good time to state that position to them, so that they have that when it comes back.
That's been the whole problem with all this negotiation. You got one entity or two entities agreeing on this, but never bringing a third one in. So we need to send over what we think we can do. And then if we have to change it on down the road, then the Board of Education needs to come to us and give us their changes. But $69,000, y'all all know what that's gonna do. That ain't even gonna cover half.
Wow.
And you'll see, that's why my comment was that either the cities need to be reduced to a proportionate amount, or ours needs to be increased to be equal to what they're getting.
I agree with that.
Basically, $29,000.
There's no talking here about the overtime, which that's the difference, in that the overtime is added into the cities. They're gonna automatically get it, we're not gonna automatically get it.
The only thing that they were saying, I think what our talk process was, is that the 3 schools that we're talking, I'm sure that they probably got some extra school functions, they not want a police officer there. But the biggest thing about the city of Heflin, the city of Grambling, they have traveling football teams, traveling bands, and all this stuff. So I think they felt like that in those locations, like the trade school, they don't have any traveling function, as far as I know.
My point in making that comment on the document
Yeah. It's
was that it needs to be explained as to why there's a difference.
Okay.
Either treat them all equally, or spell out exactly why there's a difference, and the school board has not done it.
Okay.
and the trade school has competitions, they go to.
Will they take the deputy with them?
They don't, I don't think they do on that. But they do that.
Mr. Hendricks, thank you.
What the Board of Education is asking for is they're asking for 34 weeks. And that would leave 18 weeks for the county. I mean, that's 65, 35 percentage wise. I don't think, out of the way, I mean, we go 50, they're still coming out good. The 69,000 is not gonna cover crap. You know? You're gonna cover one dig in a part of another, so you're gonna cover 69,000.
Well,
And two, that's gonna keep you, if we do give raises or whatever. So how would you amend the contract? Just say we approve this contract, next year we gave raises, so how would we just have to live with the 69, or can you come back and amend it, or?
We would give them notice that we're terminating unless they're willing to enter into a joint amendment to the contract.
Wouldn't it be easier just to do a percentage?
Either way.
I mean, that's what I'm asking, I mean,
Since this is still a negotiation document, I'll be more than happy, like you'll see on page 2 in comment 1, I can actually put another comment in and say, it's the will of the commission that we want to discuss doing a 1-year agreement that renews annually. And we want to also discuss, rather than a flat amount, we would like to discuss a 65-35 split. And those will be talking points for negotiation with the school board. Nothing's final at this point.
y'all agree with that?
I can see the problem going over 2 years, so to speak, wages are gonna change, everything's gonna change, so I think 1 year, if we can nail it down to 1 year, would be good.
Okay. So, all right, yes, sir, Mr. Hendricks.
I think since the sheriff's here, last week, the work session, when something said about officer moving over that you already got as a deputy, and
We
he,
got one of that, resource officer.
but he's gonna start out well above $17 an hour, right? I mean, he would just move over his present salary, or is that how that works?
It's right around that figure.
So see, these figures we got, not even gonna be right for the first year.
And the only way I had took it, and I guess talking with you and talking with other people, is that's what they're willing to put into the pool. So, I mean, I'm good with trying to get a percentage and, you know, whatever.
That's what we discussed, you weren't here, we discussed at that meeting, and we never even answered one of those from the board. Which,
I
the
think,
superintendent can't give us an answer, I mean, he's gotta go out.
yeah, so if he takes it, does the notes, and we'll go from there.
So you feel like,
I'll have the initial comments put in there by tomorrow. I'll send it back to Lisa and it'll be ready to go to the school board.
everybody ready for that?
So we changed it to a one-year contract, and we're going 65, 35.
We're making those comments that those are discussion points that the county wants considered.
Okay, I'm good.
Everybody else good? Okay. County engineer is not present today. Do you have anything?
Nothing other.
The county engineer was supposed to provide us with a monthly bus rider. Can we get Lisa to remind him that we didn't get that list?
He's supposed to provide us also with a work report on what's been called in and what's been completed.
I didn't know, last week or over, I called him and told him to send it. I guess he didn't get it.
Old business? None? Discussion items by chairman, commission, anything?
I got a question on the road deal. Do we need to vote on that, or?
I think it has to go back to Lee to bring the resolution forward. Now that we've had the public hearing.
I have this resolution that he wrote up, if that's something that we can do.
Do you want to add this to the agenda? You want to add this to the agenda?
Yeah, it would have to be added.
I understand that, but either myself or Lee has spoken with everybody on the road, and nobody was close except Marty. Do we need to vote on it, or just leave it?
Since it's gone out for notice in public hearing, it needs to be brought up as a resolution and voted up or down.
Okay, I'll make a motion to add that to the business, new business.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor saying aye? I'll read the resolutions. Whereas Cleburne County Commission intends to vacate a portion of County Road 625. County Road 625 shall be vacated from the east intersection with State Highway 46 west approximately 970 feet to the intersection of E911 Road 627. And whereas the commission held a public hearing regarding this intent during its regular scheduled meeting in October 11, 2022, and whereas the commission held, whereas the names of all landowners whose properties abut the road to be vacated are as follows: Everett and Janet Smith and Darlene Gerald. And whereas the commission deems the vacation of said road in the public's interest, therefore the commission hereby resolves to vacate a portion of County Road 625. County Road 625 shall be vacated from the east intersection with State Highway 46 west, approximately 975 feet, to the intersection of the E911 Road 627. Furthermore, the commission tasked the county engineer with conducting the publishing and filing of said vacation as required by laws, and delegates the authority required to draw this issue to closure, including implementing whatever means necessary to invest or reinvest the abutting land with title to the vacated portion of the road. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a
We have a second? Second. Any discussion?
Yes, I just want to remind everybody that we spoke with every property owner on the road. And everyone wants it closed except for one. Except for one, so just remember that when you vote.
No, they all want it closed, but one.
No, they all want it to stay open.
Stay open.
Did I say that?
Make sure you put it on
So if you vote for this resolution, you're voting on closing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, ready to vote? All in favor of saying aye. Any opposed, say aye. We have 4 ayes. So you opposed it, so it is not closed, it stays as it is. Okay. All right. Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion. Wait.
Was we gonna discuss the sheriff's meetings? Or where we at on that?
That would be, I guess, a question that you probably want to talk to Jason and, I guess, other interested parties. But
I mean, is that something we need to discuss and pass a resolution, or is it?
There's no resolution to be passed at this time. There has to be a determination as to what overpayments were made, and then the commission will need to decide how that's to be addressed.
Okay.
And I did follow up with ACCA, and so I just had them to call, because I was asked to call the ACCA, and I called them and had them to call Emily, and then she asked would go ahead and reach out, which the county attorney already told us the same thing that we had.
Yep.
But, I did what y'all asked me to do, and then, but there is a state statute, and I think, Ryan said that it needs to be put, you know, it needs to be put into our county policies and procedures.
I just asked, did that need to be put into, if you change the policy, but I don't know that I'm right in asking that. I just-
So we're not at the point that we need to do.
Correct.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I think that.
Any discussion? All in favor saying aye? Motion carried. We stand adjourned.